Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So we have a real treat today. I'm actually going to make chicken Alfredo with asparagus. So I know normally people don't add asparagus to their chicken Alfredo. The reason why I'm adding it is so that we can have the vegetable, we'll have the starch and our protein already in one dish. You can also serve this with a salad. You can also, instead of adding the asparagus, spinach would be amazing as well. So it's really up to you, and quite honestly, you don't have to add any other vegetable if you want to. Just up to you. I'm trying to, again, keep things simple and healthy. This is a dish that you bake, so you can freeze it, and then you're good to go to come back and eat it at a later time. So we're going to cook. There are really parts to this meal. I'm going to go on and get it started, and I have a feeling it's going to be crackling here in a moment. So bear with me. I'm going to stop talking if it starts sizzling, okay? So let me just put the chicken in. So what I have here is basically 2 thinly sliced chicken breasts. And I'm going to just season it mildly with a little salt. Again, this is one of those ones where it's not, too much. It's not a measured amount. It's really kind of to your taste. When I do pepper, I usually just, coat whatever it is. And we're going to cook this. I mean, it's going to be cooked through and through. But one of the things that you'll notice about it is I cut these up really thin. And when you go to a restaurant and you have chicken Alfredo, they're usually smaller pieces, right? So this will even break up some more once it gets in the oven. So we're just gonna just cook this nicely. One of the things that I've already done ahead of time is I've also cooked the pasta. So you can use whatever pasta you want. I like using penne, and so this is already cooked. And then we're gonna combine the chicken, the penne, and the asparagus in one pan, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to then cook the Alfredo sauce. We're going to do it from scratch. Again, you can cheat. You can buy Alfredo sauce in the bottle. The reason why I like doing it myself is that you can make sure you have all the healthy alternatives in it, okay? So we're going to stir this around. Again, this will take just minutes, right, to do. It's not, because the chicken, first of all, is very thin. And I recommend that's what you get from the grocery store, just a really thin cut if you can. A lot of the stores now, have the thin size if you want to make some kind of a Chinese dish or other kinds of thing. So it's just about ready, actually. And that was pretty fast. And I have this set on medium heat. So we're going to actually try out a couple of pieces, make sure that it's cooked on the inside. And yep, it is looking cooked. That fast. That's again what you get when you have the thinly slices. And again, I cut it up. Sometimes you can see it, they have the tenderloin. You can use little tenderloins and then just dice those up. Okay? So got this going, and what we're going to do now, because this is done, you're not trying to fry it, you're just sauteing it just to make sure it's cooked, and it's cooked kind of through and through. Again, it's going to be in the oven another 20-25 minutes. All right, this is done. I'm going to turn the heat off for that. I'm going to combine this in now the larger pan. Put that over here, and for now I'll just put over here for and of course, as usual, I have the measurements so you'll know how much you need to use, but this is roughly 2 cups of penne, or 12 ounces. And then this is about 10 stalks of asparagus, just cut up in pieces, okay? So we're gonna go on and add that. I'm going to now transfer this. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit over here. And I'm gonna over on my other cooking eye over here on low. And you notice I don't obviously have liquids in here yet, just a little bit of olive oil. And by the way, I cooked that in like 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm just stirring this around, and I am now going to pause and switch. I'm going to put this here, turn this on very low, and then I'm going to bring my Alfredo sauce mixtures over, and we're going to get that started, and then we're going to combine it with this and layer it in a casserole dish. Be right back. All right, now we're going to make the Alfredo sauce, and again, we're making it from scratch. As usual, all of the measurements of ingredients are going to be there. I've heated the pan, kept it off. Again, you want this on medium heat. And what you're going to do in this saucepan is you're going to add olive oil. Let me go in and add my olive oil. And you're going to add minced garlic. Okay, I actually have like 4 minced garlic. So we're going to burn it up nicely. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay. And everybody knows that a good Alfredo has wonderful garlic. All right, so that's minced around nicely. Don't want to overly cook it. You saw how quick that was. Now we're going to add flour. So let's add our flour to the mix. We're going to whisk this around. Again, you notice that I'm removing it from the heat some because I don't want it to cook too fast. Okay, so now we've got the flour mixed in. We've got the olive oil and the garlic. Now we're going to add the chicken broth. So let's go in and add that to the mix. Smelling so good. I wish you were here to smell how good this smells. So I'm really going to whisk it around now because now that I have the liquid in there, I want to make sure that the flour dissolves. So make sure you have a good whisk nearby. And this is looking so delicious. So I have this other stuff over here sitting on low. That's the chicken, the penne, and the asparagus. And you're just gonna, again, kind of whisk that around till it's clear. It's pretty much, when I say clear, without the lumps, okay? So you've got that going on. Okay, that looks really good. Then what you want to do is you're going to add milk. And I've got 1% milk here. We're going to go in and add the milk. Like so. Turn the heat down just a little bit. I noticed that I got a little bit of broth on my stove, so you might see a little bit of smoke. All right, so we've whisked that together. We're going to let this cook for just about a minute or so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit here for a second. We're going to add Parmesan cheese. So this is grated Parmesan cheese. And we're going to add salt and pepper. So I've mixed together a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper. You know, if you like stuff a little saltier, okay, you might want to add a little bit more. I think that's plenty because remember we added the salt and pepper to the chicken. And then also when I cooked my penne, I added a little bit of salt to the penne. So I really think a half a teaspoon is going to be more than enough. All right, this is looking awesome, awesome, awesome. Of course, you're going to get the thickness once we add the cheese, the Parmesan cheese. So it's looking really good. Let's see if I can, hopefully you can see through the camera kind of the color that we're working with. This is what you're used to seeing with Alfredo sauce. Looks really good, nice and creamy. But we're about to turn up the heat, as they would say, and put in the magic ingredient, this Parmesan cheese. So we've got it whisked pretty nicely. All right, let's go on and add the cheese. And I'm going to just kind of add it in gradually and stir it, and you can see, I'm going to show you how it's getting thick, just nice. Everybody likes a thick Alfredo. Okay, let's put that out of the way, and then I'm going to add my salt and pepper. So I already pre-mixed that here. So we're going to go in and put in the salt and pepper. All right, now we've got everything in here pretty nicely, and I'm going to show you the thickness. Again, if you follow the instructions and the amounts that I put out on the site, you'll do great. But you'll see kind of this nice creamy sauce here. That looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to let this thicken up just a little bit, not too much, because again, I've got the oven going now, set on 375. We're going to mix this here. I'm going to actually pour it into the pan, and then I'll show you how to layer it in your casserole dish. But we're just going to kind of let this boil a little bit, thicken up a little bit more, like so. This is actually one of our favorite things to eat. It's not something you should eat a lot in the restaurants, to be honest, because usually it tastes so delicious, but it has so many calories. So many things I did with this to cut down the calories. 1%, or you can use non-fat milk. That's certainly something you can do. You'll notice when I start layering it, I'm using mozzarella cheese, but I'm using the 1% we have made with skim milk. So those are all the ways, you know. The penne that I'm using is whole wheat. So here, you've just made this, again, a very simple dish, easy to make, healthy, and again, delicious. Remember, that's a requirement. All right, we're done with that. I'm going to go on and turn this off, and I'm going to move this pan to my primary area as I stir in my Alfredo, like so. It's totally delicious. And then I'm going to just stir this, and then we're going to move to the place where I can start layering in the mozzarella cheese. But this is looking so good, and it smells so delicious. I cannot wait to dive in. That garlic really does something to it. So again, hope you can see it pretty well. Nice creamy mixture. All right, so let's now move over to the place where I can start layering in the mozzarella and the pasta. Okay, let's move to that. We're back. So I've got my casserole dish ready, and I've got my mozzarella cheese, which is about 1.5 cups. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a half and half. I'm going to put half of the mixture that you saw me make just a little earlier, half of the mozzarella. We're going to mix it up. We're going to put the second half on and then put this on top and mix that up, okay? So I'm just going to take this like so and put half of it in the casserole dish. Okay, that's about half, like that. Then I'm going to take half of my cheese, okay, put it in here, okay. And we're going to mix this in nicely. Okay, leaving some kind of on top, and this is what makes it gooey. All right, now we're going to take the balance, put this in. So good. Okay. All right, we're almost done. So I've got that in. Now let's put the rest of the cheese, and believe it or not, we will be ready to put it in the oven and start with gooey delicious. I'm going to actually cook this with some Texas toast, and oh boy. All right, so just mixing it in just a little bit like so. Okay, so this is how it looks. Again, some people are into casseroles, but I've got asparagus, you can use spinach, you don't have to use anything. All right, so I'm going to go on, I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'm going to put it in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. 20 minutes, I'm going to check it, and if it needs to stay in a little longer, we'll see. And really, I'm kind of looking to see, you know, has the cheese melted? Because remember, everything in here pretty much is already cooked. Everything that needs to be cooked is cooked. And this also softens up the asparagus. So let's put it in the oven, and then we'll come back once it's done. Okay, I kept mine in the oven for 25 minutes, and I checked it on 20 minutes, and it still didn't, you know, the cheese had melted, but it didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it had just the perfect consistency. Remember, it's all about your oven, okay? And some ovens heat faster than others. I'm gonna try to lean it over so that you can see it. Of course, I always take a picture, but you can see it's got that beautiful consistency right there. And then I'm gonna go on and scoop some. It's so hot, I literally just took it out of the oven, so I'm not gonna be able to eat a lot of this right now because it's so incredibly hot. So let's go on and scoop some. This is actually dinner, and I'm going to serve this with a piece of Texas toast. And again, I already have the vegetables inside, so that's going to be it for me, okay? All right. So I'm going to try to get a piece of everything. I've got a piece of chicken and asparagus and penne, and so you can see kind of the gooiness of it all. And let's give it a try, okay? Remember, season to your liking. Let's see. You can see the heat. Very delicious, very delicious. And notice kind of the cheese that's in here. So this is so good. I need to go make my Texas toast so that my husband and I can have this for dinner. Enjoy. I hope if you love chicken Alfredo as much as I do, here's your healthy version. This is like less than 350 calories for a regular portion size, and that doesn't include the Texas toast, so don't put that on me, okay? Remember, all the ingredients are listed in the quantities. Thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate you doing that. And it's time for me to go have some more chicken Alfredo with asparagus. Bye-bye. Share, share, share.